Hey, Jerry with Riot88 here. In this video, we're going to walk through installing a QR3 rack system on the telescopic crossbar. We're going to install it into the truck bed, and then later we're going to walk through how to install bikes and get them set up for your first time. Let's get into it. The range for mounting a crossbar off of the floor of the truck bed is 15 inches to 26 inches in height. You want to measure from the tallest ribs in your truck bed up to the center of the crossbar. So for this Ford F-150, we're at 18.5 inches, and that's perfect. Our crossbars are designed to be trimmable on the non-adjustable end of the crossbar. The non-adjustable end has this plug that goes into the end cap, and you can trim this bar off to whatever length you need to fit into your truck. If your crossbar for any reason doesn't fit, or you have a truck, get a new truck that's a little bit smaller, it can be trimmed to fit. After you remove the pin from the crossbar, be careful that this part doesn't go sliding out. The telescopic portion can fall out quite easily when the pin is removed. Keep the pin installed until you get the crossbar into the mounting position. Locate the mounting hole on the side of your truck bed. This is an F-150. The mounting hole is about 18.5 inches to center above the bed floor. When these trucks are brand new, the bed coating can get in the way of the hole a little bit, so you might have to push through the bed coating just a little bit with the crossbar pin. The telescopic crossbar fits all trucks with mounting holes near the cab, including all Ford, Nissan, and Toyota, plus all Chevy and GMC style holes, and Dodge or Ram. If you choose to drill your own hole, 11/16 is the minimum diameter. Before you install your rack, you always want to make sure that the non-adjustable end cap is pressed all the way in against the crossbar. It's critical to make sure that the crossbar is fully seated into the opposite wall. And now we're going to insert it into this wall. The first thing you want to do every time you install your crossbar is to thread this end cap all the way inward. Then locate the outer stud into the bedwall hole. Align the holes in the inside slide with the outer crossbar hole. Lock the clasp over the pin and then thread the end cap outward. You want to get this really tight. You shouldn't have to extend the end cap very far. If you extend the end cap to the point where you start to see the chrome bar where it ends, you've extended it too far, so you'll want to reposition your hole until you can get a tighter fit. After your crossbar is assembled, make sure that the drain holes on the bottom of the crossbar are facing down at the truck bed. Some crossbars have 2 holes and some crossbars only have 1. All telescopic crossbars come with this pin. We also offer 2 other lock kits that you can purchase on our website, and I'll show you how those install. Our universal lock is the same lock that you would use for the crossbar or the racks, and it installs just like that. Our premium crossbar lock comes with a shackle that goes around the lock, and then it still uses the standard lock for the locking mechanism, and I'll show you how that installs. Put the lock body over the crossbar, then insert the end of the crossbar, slide it into the bed wall, install the pin, and then put the body of the lock into the shackle. For locking in your rack, put the rack onto your crossbar or over your single mount, then apply the pin, and then install the lock. If you purchased our premium rack lock, it comes with this metal lock box. The box has a groove right here, which tongues right over the top of the lower lip of the rack. You'll want to put that on, then put the rack onto your crossbar or your single mount, apply the locking pin, and then apply the lock. We have developed our own lock with a closed loop on one end. The closed loop can be moved to any position you like along the crossbar. Now that we have the crossbar and all of our accessories mounted up, we're ready to install the bike racks. Snap the gray bushings over the top of the crossbar. You'll want to make sure that the flange is pointing outward on both sides. Insert the rack over the top of the bushings. Line up the holes. Insert both of the quick release levers. Insert the nuts on the bottom of both of the bolts. and then tighten them down. Now we can mount the retaining straps. The hook end of the strap is going to go down in between the truck bed and the tailgate. I'm going to lift the tailgate and drop the hook through. Be careful not to pinch your hand. Now in the Ford, it hooks right onto the edge of the body, and that's a good secure connection. I'm just going to put a piece of tape right there to hold it in place while I strap everything together, and then the tape can come off. You can also go behind the bumper and underneath your truck and mount to any secure piece of the frame. On some trucks, you may choose to go over the tailgate and install it on the bumper or somewhere underneath the truck. This can also assist in keeping the tailgate from bouncing up and down. The strap needs to be assembled in a very specific way. Make sure and follow this orientation. Push the buckle all the way in. So this lever on the buckle needs to be pushed all the way until it touches the back side. Leave a little bit of a gap right here, and then the strap will feed right through. Once the strap is through, pull it in this direction, and you can pull it until it's tight across your truck bed. There's plenty of strap there to pull tight. You don't want to pull it so that the rack is floating off of the truck bed like that. So just lower it down until it touches and there's tension on the strap. That's right where you want it. The strap has 2 loops on it. Slide one of the loops up near the buckle, and then take the loose end of the strap, slide it through the loop. I also like to slide the strap through the rear wheel strap. I'll put it through that portion, and then I'll also put it through the second loop. The last thing that I'm going to do is cut the strap to my desired length. I like it all the way at the end of the truck bed, so I'm going to cut it there and then seal the edge using a little bit of super glue. Let's take a quick look at mounting your bicycle into the rack system. As you can see here, this rack system is mounted onto a telescopic crossbar. The rack function will be the same no matter which mounting system that you're using. The first thing I need to do is set the right position for the wheel holder. Pull the pin out and it'll slide up and down. We're going to put in a 29er, so we're going to want it almost all the way open. Now insert your front tire or your rear tire into the rack. It's important that your tire is touching the rear roller and also contacting the lower wheel chock. Both of these points of contact are important for stability of your bicycle. Next, you want to bring the upper arm down over the top of the tire by lowering the handle. At this point, you want to adjust your handle so that it can snap down and lock your tire into position. If you're having to really press hard on your handle or lean into it, then it's too tight. So I need to loosen this knob, which will adjust the handle into a position where I can clamp it down. A good starting point for adjusting the handle is to adjust it so that it starts to feel pressure right about when it's parallel to the down tubes. Make sure when you press down that you get a good firm lock. You can feel it snap into position. It shouldn't require extreme pressure, but it should be firm. If there's too much space between the front tire and the front of the rack, then raise up the lower slider until the tire is closer to the head of the rack unit. If your rack system is mounted lower into your truck bed, for example, this one is mounted at about 18.5 inches. If it was mounted lower, like 15 inches with a 29-inch tire, probably the tire will be resting on the bed floor and the rack will have to lift up just a little bit to meet the tire. That's fine for the function of the rack system. You just need to make sure that you still have the 3 points of contact with the rack. To remove your bike, simply lift the closure arm and pull your bike out of the rack. Now we're going to attach the strap to the rear tire. Ladder buckles like these are very strong when they're done properly, but it's critical that you have the correct orientation. Make sure that the teeth are facing up. You want to put the strap through the middle of the buckle and then through the top of the buckle. Again, on the bicycle, the teeth are facing upwards. I'm gonna go ahead and trim away the extra that I don't need on this strap. I'll probably go an extra 4 inches, and then I'll seal the edge of that strap. Removal of the strap is very simple. Just ratchet it off with your thumb by putting your thumb on top of the buckle, push down, pull on the other side of the strap, and ratchet it off. Let's go over a few key functions on the bike rack and how everything works. There's a pin right here located in front of the wheel chock. You pull that pin up and this whole wheel chock will slide up and down. That's going to be a quick way for you to adjust to your tire size. You also have a closure arm right here. This arm has an over-center locking system so that when it goes to the bottom, it won't release back up. This is how you'll put your tire in and out and lock it down. Also below this whole mechanism, there's another pin below it that you can pull out, and then you can lower the arm. So this upper arm can be lowered for tonneau covers and basically tuck out of the way to make it look nice and tidy when you don't have bikes inside your truck. Lift it back up and it snaps right back into place. You can hear the pin snap in, and then you're ready to go again for putting your bikes in and out. I like to install the handle facing towards the outside of the truck. This way I can reach it from over the bed wall, and makes it easy to get your bikes in and out and just wheel your bikes off the back of the truck. It's optional. You can mount it however you like. It doesn't change the way the rack works. You can also swap the handles out later if you'd like to put this handle on the other side of your rack or move it to the other side of the bed. We have a handle swap video on our website, and it walks you through how to do it. Just look up the install tab and look for a handle swap video. Just like you would with your bicycle, you'll want to check through your rack system from time to time and make sure that all the bolts are tight and that it's still fitting firmly into your truck bed. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative. Make sure and check us out on our website as well. We always have new products coming out and new ways of mounting to different truck beds, as well as other accessories that'll help get you to the trail in style and having a good time.